This is my June portfolio update. I'm going to share monthly updates on how my retirement portfolio is doing. Right now, I'm in my bridge year. This is my first year of retirement. Since I retired at 58 and a half, I saved a bridge account to cover my first year of retirement. If you retire early, you might need a bridge account to cover that gap between when you retire and when you can pull from retirement accounts without penalty. I have a video about creating a bridge account that I'll link below in case you're interested. You can access 401ks with the rule of 55. I have a video about that I'll also link below. I just didn't want to tap into my retirement portfolio so early in my retirement. If you're seeing me for the first time, I just retired in June 2024 with just under $500,000. This is a channel for people with a modest retirement income. So during my bridge year, I'll have my small pension, which starts in September, and it's $800 a month pre-tax. My YouTube income was about $600 pre-tax in May. It was $900 pre-tax in June. I'm so humbled and grateful. I didn't expect to make this much. Again, I want to thank my viewers, so thank you. I'll pull income from my 457 deferred compensation plan, from my high yield savings account, and from my CD ladder. In a previous video, I went over my bridge year income breakdown. It'll be interesting to watch how my retirement portfolio, not including my bridge account, does over the next year when I'm not pulling from it or adding to it. I've talked before about the magic of compounding. Fingers crossed for a good year in the market. So for my retirement portfolio in pre-tax accounts, right now I have a 401a, 403b, 457 deferred compensation, an IRA, and my IRA CDs. They total $384,950. I'll most likely roll my 401a and my 403b into IRAs in the future. I'll have a video about this when I do. For after-tax accounts, I have a small mutual funds account, I-bonds, my high-yield savings, and a Roth IRA. They total $77,650. I'll most likely move the I-bonds somewhere else in the future because they're only making 4% right now. They were making 9% when I got in. I also plan to move some of my pre-tax accounts to my Roth IRA in the near future. I'll keep you updated. I use the bucket strategy. If I show all of my accounts in buckets, they look like this. Bucket number 1 is cash and no risk. I have my I-bonds and my high-yield savings account. The total for bucket number 1 is $39,600. Bucket number 2 is low risk. I have my 401a and 403b, I have my 457 deferred compensation plan, and I have my IRA CDs. Bucket number 2 total is $282,200. Bucket number 3 is long-term and more risk. In bucket number 3, I have my mutual funds, my aggressive Roth account, and my IRA. The total for this bucket is $140,800. So the 3-bucket total is $462,600. I don't count bucket number 1 as part of my portfolio. I mentioned in a previous video that bucket number 1, my cash bucket with high yield savings and I-bonds, didn't count in that $423,000 portfolio. The reason for this is I'm going to pull my safe withdrawal rate of 3.5% from that $423,000 portfolio portion. So it's just easier for me to look at it this way. My cash reserves bucket should have about $39,600 in it at the end of my bridge year. So with my portfolio, my cash reserves bucket, and my HRA, I should have about $495,600 in all retirement accounts for retirement. I was really trying to get to $500,000. I almost made it. I guess if you count my bridge account money, I would be a little over $500,000, but that money will be gone in a year, and so I don't count it. My house is part of my net worth, but I don't lump that in with my retirement portfolio either. It isn't going to produce income for me in retirement unless I were to do a reverse mortgage or something like that. I also don't include my small pension and future Social Security in my retirement portfolio. To me, a retirement portfolio is the money you've invested for retirement that you'll pull your safe withdrawal rate from. This is just how I look at it. I know this is not how other people look at it. Even though bucket number 1 should have enough funds to live on for a few years, this does not mean that I'll only pull from bucket number 1 in the first few years. It just means I won't have to pull from buckets number 2 and 3 if there's a down market to fund my annual withdrawals. If you know anyone who retired in 2020, they may have told you stories about how their retirement accounts were stable one day and tanked the next. That's why you have bucket number 1. I'll have more videos in the future about my personal bucket breakdown. According to the Retirement Manifesto, who is fabulous by the way, my allocation is way off. Bucket number 1 should be 10% of your savings. Bucket number 2 should be 27% of your savings. And bucket number 3 should be 63% of your savings. I'll link his bucket strategy spreadsheet below in case you're interested. Right now I have 9% in bucket number 1, which isn't bad, but I have 61% in bucket 2, which is too much. And in bucket number 3 I have 30%. But I mentioned that I was going to do some Roth conversions in a year and also roll my 401A and 403B into IRAs. So I'll convert some of the funds in bucket 2 to my Roth and IRAs in bucket 3. The accounts I have in bucket 2 are fairly conservative. I'm so afraid of risk. I chose a Target Retirement Fund 2025 for my 403B and my 457 plan. I have a total allocation portfolio for my 401A. These are all pretty conservative. IRA CDs are zero risk, but I just have them in bucket number 2 right now since I can't access them for a while. My IRA in bucket number 3 is moderate risk. But my mutual funds and my Roth account in bucket number 3 are aggressive. This actually kind of happened by accident, but it's probably good that it did happen. I wouldn't have chosen aggressive funds because I'm such a scaredy cat. My Roth account is one I opened online, not through work. My oldest son helped me pick the funds for this. This is back in 2018. I was a bit overwhelmed at the time and just went with whatever he was saying. That account really tanked between 2020 and 2022, as did a lot of people's. It's slowly climbing back up and I'm hoping it'll do better in the future. I'm still down from my original investments. So when I do some Roth conversions in the next year, they'll go into that account in bucket number 3. Maybe not the same funds, but into that account. Then my buckets will be more balanced. To contribute to a Roth account in 2024, the maximum contribution is $8,000 for people 50 or over. And you can still contribute to a Roth in retirement as long as you have earned income, which I should from YouTube. So if you want to avoid the 5-year wait that comes with conversions, I'm thinking I might withdraw just a little bit more from my IRAs, pay 12% tax on it, and put up to $8,000 of YouTube income toward my Roth accounts for the next couple years. I may also do conversions, but then you have that 5-year wait period. I shouldn't need the money from bucket 3 for 5 years, but I just like to have that option. I have some time to figure this out. So that's where I'm starting my retirement from. It should be interesting to watch my portfolio fluctuate over the next year, that $423,000, when I'm not pulling from it or adding to it. If you're seeing me for the first time, hi, I'm Julie and this channel's Happy on Monday. Thanks for joining me. If you found this helpful, please like, and if you're interested in early retirement, consider subscribing. I'm going to leave you with a quote. I feel like I should want more, but I don't. I want less. Less rushing, less stress, less stuff, less noise. I want simplicity. Hope to see you again soon.